Hi everyone, and welcome to Nailed It Intuition and Tarot. This is Torch, and I just felt guided to do a reading today to see if there's any messages for the divine. From the divine, I believe that there's a message that wants to come through today. I've just been feeling a high level of inspiration in general and comfort, and so I believe that the divine has a message. So I am just going to use this deck, Guardian of the Night Tarot, to see what this message could possibly be. You know that all tarot messages are for intuitive purposes. You have your own wisdom and guidance judgment, so please use it. Take only what resonates and brings you back to your own personal power. You have free will, and you are never under any force or spell from viewing my content. And here is the invocation. So I am calling upon the I Am presence living within us and permeating all of creation and consciousness to join me now. I welcome you, the high angelic realm and universal healers of the highest vibration, into this space to surround, guide, and protect this reading. Any lower vibrational energies or entities not of the highest truth are not welcome here and must leave now. Our souls have a plan. May this reading remove obstacles and reveal what is meant to be seen along the path of our souls. And may the roads which lead to the manifestation of our purest soul desires be opened now, clearly, divinely guided, and with ease, so that we can shine our brightest light out into the world. My intention for this message is to deliver peace, joy, truth, and wisdom. May my understanding and speech be plain and clear, so that only what is needed to meet this intention is spoken. And may those who are meant to hear this message receive the aforementioned, pure and unperverted by fear or illusion. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. Okay. And what messages does the divine have for us today? What message does the divine have for us today? What message does the divine have for us today? What message does the divine have for us today? What message does the divine have for us today? What message does the divine have for us today? Divine, what message do you have that you wish to speak through me? What message do you have that you wish to speak through me? What message do you have that you wish to speak through me? And thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Okay, let's see, I want to be certain not to change the direction of these. Okay. So the cards that we have on the table are the Six of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands in reverse, Ten of Wands in reverse, the Devil, Two of Cups, the Magician, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Cups upright. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. Okay. Give me a moment while I seek to get some symmetry among the cards. Okay. All right. All right, the majors that we have out are the Magician, the Devil, the Magician and the Devil, Queen of Wands, Five of Pentacles, King of Cups. All right, so I'll start with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands reverse. You know, this is talking about, I feel, some successful venture that you have had, or this person has had, with all of the work that they've been doing to bring more ease and balance into their life. I'm feeling like a lot of burdens have been released. And a lot of these burdens were due to, I feel that this with the devil and the Two of Cups here, you know, has had something to do with like unrequited love or unequally yoked relationships or partnerships that may have been present in the life. There was a pattern here of, yeah, unreciprocated relationships. Okay, so you may have been a person that was overgiving or constantly yoking yourself to partnerships where there was an uneven exchange of give and take. Also where there was an imbalance. Okay, so it's unreciprocal energy, but it's also like being drained a bit. Okay, being drained a bit. And I feel that, you know, there were a lot of lessons learned from just steady, diligent work and application to clear this energy from your field. And you know, there were some dynamics, I feel, that caused like poor partner choice potentially, or partner choice for the point of learning lessons. Okay, learning lessons about how you need to be loved, how you're willing to show up in love, but mostly about like how to love yourself. Okay, because I feel here that this feels like codependency to me, whereas, you know, there may have been a tendency in previous partnerships to give of oneself without getting anything in return, but what you were getting in return was a feeling of accomplishment or gratification from your giving. Okay, which is, you know, no one should ever have to feel that they're earning love. Okay, that's coming from the false self, a false belief. And so you have become aware to yourself, you know, how part of the wound here for this person would have been wanting to people please or wanting to do things for the approval of others. And I feel like in some regard, being in relationships or the relationships that were chosen was to prove oneself as being successful. Okay, but like now that you're out of this energy of like not feeling like enough, there's kind of a new potential, a new dawn that's awakening, whereas you have regained some power of choice from discovering who you are. You know, not everything that you did in the past was rooted in this. There were some things that did indeed bear fruit. And so I feel like a sorting through and a deciding from what you have created to determine, you know, if your creation is a garden, you know, plucking out the weeds, digging those up from the ground and keeping the flowers. Okay. And you were able to do this from a space of being in harmony with yourself, being in harmony with your past, being in harmony and realizing how, you know, some of these codependent habits that this person would have had, or like the tendency to choose karmic partners, how this was a symptom of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy unto yourself. And so you're aware of this. So even though this devil, I feel like, has been overcome, I feel that, you know, you're becoming wiser to realize like, hey, if I don't want to repeat that, you know, I have to do something different. And what you're doing different now is taking all the energy of this power that was being given away, and you're alchemizing that towards creating a new reality for you. And I feel like this could also be showing up in new opportunities, possibly for, romantic love, or even just new partnerships, new connections that you're making with people, with other people. Since you're more connected within yourself, now this coherence that you've established can show up in your life in the form of relationships that are more resonant with where you are trying to move in your life. And I feel that what you are looking for now is situations where you can stay in your power, and that you are involved with people who have the emotional intelligence to cover you in a way, to be present for you, to hold space for you, even when you're not at your best. They don't use your wounds against you. They respond to you with an open heart, with compassion, and there's an active desire here to not cause you harm or not re-injure you. Okay, and so it's not like they're tap dancing around you to make sure that they don't piss you off or anything like that. I'm feeling this more as, a person who says, I know that you've been hurt before, and I know maybe that you've had issues with not feeling enough. So I am going to consciously speak to you so that you will know that you are enough. So they are mirroring aspects of your higher self in real time, and how they show up, how they communicate, and they are not using your wounds against you. Okay, they are actually playing a part in showing you who you are, showing you who you've always been, now that your false self and these subconscious or unconscious rhythms and beliefs are not taking over. And you have a lot to gain, because I feel like these aren't partnerships that reduce you, that, you end up playing small, you end up not holding what's true and what's passionate for you in your life. Like, they don't complete you, but you can stay and remain in your own personal power while existing in a loving connection. And this Page of Swords is here, I feel like, to say that so much of this is unknown, so much of this is familiar, but I feel like through a connection, this is a person who is going to be able to see themselves. Like, there's some type of connection through, like, shared pain, coming out of a difficult journey, having succeeded, working really hard on the self. And these are the type of relationships that are being drawn into the life. People who have experienced similar things as you, been on a similar journey as you. They're here to mirror you back to you. And so there's this thought, like, if you're with somebody and they begin to treat you well, they're not treating you well because they're so great. They're treating you well because you're so great. And like recognizes like. And you're showing up in their life in the same regard. You're not treating them well. Also, yeah, you're that great, but also they are. Like, this is very like reciprocal energy where, takes one to know one. You are one, and so are they. And I feel like, there was a long journey, a very long journey years, decades, maybe even. I'm getting 10 here, 10 months, 10 years of carrying this weight, carrying this burden, and feeling like you're working against yourself, feeling like, what's it all for? Feeling like, how do I get out of this loop? Feeling like, where did this come from? And so you and this person or these people share this, where you've seen yourself, you've met yourself. And as you have become a more integrated being, you've called in a soul group, a partnership that has also been on the path doing the work and is an integrated being as well. And so I feel like what the divine wants you to know is that it wasn't for nothing. All of your hard work paid off. It's like everything that you did, you're finally being rewarded for it. And this is the way that it was meant to be all along. This is the person that you were meant to be all along. So I feel this as a congratulations. I feel this as a kudos for a job well done. I feel this as a person who has come into acceptance of themselves, acceptance and a knowing of what are my strengths, what are my areas of improvement that I want to continue to work on, because this wasn't just one specific journey. This is a pledge that this person has made to continue this journey throughout their life. And I feel like this Two of Cups is saying that since you have signed up for this journey, you're meeting people who have also signed up for this journey. This person may literally come out of nowhere, I feel, with this Two of Cups and the Magician. Like, you manifested this person into your life, and maybe it was by unconventional means or in a way that you didn't anticipate, just random happenstance. Could have seemed like coincidence or serendipity. But it was indeed a manifestation that came from a deep soul desire for wanting different. And the beautiful thing is that you're not perfect. They know that they are not perfect. But there's a level of accountability in this partnership that I feel where you can see the good in them. Like, they are ultimately good. You are ultimately good. But you can also see and hold them accountable for areas where they may fall short. And I feel that in this partnership, through love and through continued dedication and hard work, the success that's going to be had here is that you both will continue to be energized along this journey of life to continue the healing work, but in a way of love and forgiveness. And there's no victiming, there's no blaming, shaming, guilt, fear. Like, there's none of that stuff, because you went through all that. You cleared all that. Both of you all are just approaching this as, hey, we can do better. Like, I know you can. I see the best in you. And I feel that perhaps you may have been a person like this previously, or they may have been a person like this where, you would operate off of a person's potential and not who they actually are. But I feel that it's very much the higher self that is present in this connection. And both of you are seeing each other clearly from the beginning, And I feel this as, finally feeling supported in your walk towards healing, knowing that the past is behind you, knowing that you're always at a choice point and miracles can always happen. And I feel that there's a collective goal. There's a collective goal of happiness, of wanting to build, of patience, also taking time to get to know one another, and remaining playful, remaining lighthearted, and not allowing the past to prevent or to taint your vision for the future. And I feel that this was a gift. This was a gift. It is a gift for all of the hard work that has come to pass. All of the hard work that has come to pass. Okay. And so I'm going to take a card from Madame Mendora's fortune cards just to get some more advice for this. Anything else? I'm going to do a 3 shuffle, and if I don't get anything, I'll switch to messages from the universe, because y'all know that's kind of my go-to deck here. So a 3 shuffle. If there's something, allow it to show itself from the divine. Anything that the divine would like us to know about this connection. Anything the divine would like us to know about this connection. Okay. All right. We have a card here that says the key. Locked doors can now be opened, and the Griffin, honor and good luck. So this is like positive karma, positive, because I feel like you were doing this work for so long, and you didn't know when or how it would pay off. And this is the payoff. This is the good fortune. This is the tables turning. This is life finally catching up with the vibration you've been trying to shift from lower to higher. Now life is meeting you in that final in that higher vibration. And so I feel like this connection is going to continue to support growth, care, nurturing, healing. This feels very much like a safe space, like a container where I'm feeling like a pot, like you plant a seed and it was under the soil, and now, as the seed is growing up through the soil towards the light, now it's beginning to show. And so you might just have like a little bud at the top and be in this space of exploring and like, how big is this plant gonna grow? How big can it grow? What could it be? Like, there's a level of curiosity and just like, oh, wow. And the only thing that needs to happen is the same thing that both of you have been doing this entire time, which is giving it sunlight and giving it water, nurturing. Nurture yourself, nurture the plant, and it will continue to grow. Something that was not previously available is now available, and it's not merely just the availability of a resonant connection, okay, because maybe that was a door also that was locked, but it's now opening. But like once you go through the door, I feel like there is a whole new dimension of experiences and fun and joy and levity and just visibility, but just also being seen, being understood. Someone who can hold the essence of you and does not want to take from you. They want to give to you in the same regard that they give to themselves. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy. We had at the bottom of the deck the King, authority, and diplomacy. And so I'm feeling this as both parties staying in their own personal power and also doing what's best for one another. Okay, so it's not codependency, it's reciprocation, and it's also from a desire on both sides to hold on to a good thing because you know what the opposite of that is like. Diplomacy, speaking kindly, being considerate of each other. Okay. All of the things that you have provided and never gotten back in return, I feel that they're coming back to you in this. And the only thing you have to do is stay in self-respect and self-love, honor your boundaries, and follow your heart. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this impromptu reading for what the divine has for us. And this is truly beautiful energy. I am proud of all of the hard work that you've been doing to not repeat cycles, and hope that in this season you feel that everything you've put out is being returned to you tenfold, starting with this. And there's more to come. All right, take really good care. Bye-bye.